Koskinen Stadium here on the campus of Duke University. Alongside Art Chase, I am Ryan Craig, moments away from the kickoff between UNCW and the Duke Blue Devils. Seahawks come in 2-0 here in the spring 2021 season. Duke 2-7-1 combined between fall and spring. And Art, the story for the Blue Devils really has not been a lack of scoring chances, it's been the finishing that has caused them some problems.
Without a doubt, you see some optimal chances here that just come up short. Duke's got to press the issue, though. They've been working on it in practice after talking to Coach Kerr this week. A lot of repetition. They also need some luck to fall their way. You see a ball up the crossbar. You see a great save right there. If they keep playing hard, those chances are going to continue to come. And as I said, a little bit of luck may fall their way tonight.
Yeah, some big numbers up top and some goose eggs down below. Blue Devils 20 corners, 22 shots, but unfortunately for Coach John Kerr, nothing to show for it. Of course, they hope that is no longer the case after tonight. On the other side, Colton Pleasant's local product, Raleigh, North Carolina. He and the Seahawks, they've found the back of the net 5 times here in 2021 already.
Very interesting. 5 goals, 5 different goal scorers. So obviously the UNCW offensive attack can beat you from a variety of spots on the field.
On the other side of the break, we will have the starting lineups and the opening kickoff. Seahawks and Blue Devils under the lights and in the rain here at Koskinen Stadium. It's all next on ACC Network Extra. Back here in Koskinen Stadium, taking a look at the starting 11 for Coach Aiden Heaney and the UNCW Seahawks. 4 defenders in the back, including Drew Rabel, Art, who I know you have your eyes on tonight.
Without a doubt, redshirt junior from Raleigh. Top quality communicator in the back end. He's the calming presence for the Seahawk defensive side.
What about Coach Heaney? Talk about him as no nonsense. That's the kind of thing you want from your center back. On the other side, collegiate debut in terms of starting for JT Harms. Played 45 minutes in the fall against Kentucky, but getting the start here tonight for Coach John Kerr.
Coach Kerr says he's fit and ready to go. He's got a goalkeeping quandary of sorts. We'll get into that later, but looking forward to watching the freshman play between the pipes in JT Harms.
Yeah, good kind of quandary to have. Multiple guys that have earned and deserve the spot. It's Harms's for this evening. Fought off a bit of an injury to start 2021 here. And we are just about ready to kick things off on a beautiful night here in Durham. Steady rain and about, 40 some odd degrees. Wonderful. And UNCW right off the bat, a couple of bombs from both teams. Matthias Frick sat out the first game of 2021 after serving his red card suspension. That red card was issued against Pitt in the ACC tournament back in the fall. Had to sit out Duke's spring season opener against Charlotte, a 0-0 tie after 110 minutes, but back in there. And these 2 center backs really important for both of these teams as Thor Ullerson comes up with the turnover for the Blue Devils on the repress. That was something that Coach John Kerr talked to us about earlier this week, wanting to put pressure on UNCW.
Well, it's interestingly enough, Ryan, both of these teams love the repress. They lose possession, especially in the attacking third. They're looking to pounce right back on, create some pressure to win the possession right back.
We saw the ball on the foot of Amir Daly just a moment ago. Frick's return to Duke's 3-man back line allows Daly to play out on the wing. That cross is sent in by Stephen O'Connell and blocked away, and it's a corner kick for the Blue Devils, and they have had a lot of these this year.
Number 70 coming up, Ryan. Duke's opponents, just 37 coming into tonight's match.
Here's Nick Periano, who suffered a really awkward and unlucky injury against Charlotte. He tried to avoid a tackle jumping over a defender. Sends that one into a pretty good spot there near the penalty spot. Headed away, though, by the Seahawks. Periano came down on the arm of the defender, rolled his ankle, and missed some time, but Duke fans happy to see him back out there on the pitch here tonight. There's Peter Stroud on the ball. He's moved up a bit in the formation, playing directly underneath the number 9. Over to UNCW on the deflection. a lot of the names we've already called here. Stroud, Thor, Daly. These are all freshmen for the Blue Devils. Very, very young starting 11, including Harms, his first year on campus.
Coach Kerr very excited about this freshman class, their energy, obviously the talent level, and coaches, the entire coaching staff has had a lot of fun coaching this group.
Duke playing fairly direct here at the start. There's Stroud on the ball, corner of the 18-yard box. Tries to bend that one in there. You can see the conditions perhaps playing into that one. It skips toward Gabriel Parada. Ultimately, though, able to gather in the rebound without much harm done.
Ryan, it'll be interesting to see the weather and what kind of impact that plays tonight. For your midfielders and front runners, especially key to have focus on the first touch. The ball's wet, the pitch is wet, the boots are wet. You're going to have tricky bounces because of that. In the back end, for defenders, make sure you get a boot on the ball because of some skipping for a long ball. And then for your goalkeepers, we just saw it there in goal for the Seahawks. Secure the ball any which way. A normal ball where a goalkeeper may just use his hands. Now get the whole frame in front, almost like a catcher in baseball. Use your frame, knock it down, secure the ball. And also when the ball is in the air for a goalkeeper. A lot of times you see a goalkeeper go up, two hands, grab the ball. Now maybe play a little bit safe, just go with the fist and just punch it out of harm's way, out of the back third.
I see what you did there, harm's way. You see that? The goal, very nicely done. And you worked a baseball reference in early, which I knew would be the case. Very nicely done.
Coach Kerr will be upset if we don't work at least 3 to 5 basketball references.
Yeah,
in.
No question. Seahawks looking to possess here. Pressure put on by Ollerson. Parada forced off his line. Here's Ateet Berg on the ball now for the Seahawks. Transfer from St. John's. Scored his first collegiate goal against UNC Charlotte when he converted a penalty, and the offside flag is up for the first time here tonight.
Duke with the better of the play, almost 5 minutes in.
A bit more of the possession for the Blue Devils, playing very directly. Both teams eschewing possession here early, and perhaps that's another weather-related element. We'll see if that continues, as we are just more than 5 minutes into this one.
One offensive tactic that could come into play due to the conditions is a dump and chase type style.
Hockey reference now. We're going to hit all of the sports, I think, but by halftime here. Save some for the second half. Using all your good shots on the range here. Ariano unable to win possession here. The Seahawks now at midfield. There's Lewis McGarvey, another freshman for Duke. That holding midfield spot out wide, though, UNCW. Michael Hornsby looking to send it across left-footed. Garvey is there to play it away on the single touch. Daly looking for Thor. Contact on the play, but no foul, says the official. It's Jaden Strumeyer.
Ryan, you mentioned McGarvey's single touch to clear the ball. Dry surface, maybe looks to settle that ball and look up for a teammate with a proper clearance, but great job with the weather. Go ahead and get it out.
Jack Doran, you see the captain's armband, playing it back to Harms. Doran with Stroud moving forward. Doran sliding back a bit in the formation, sent toward Harms, well wide though. Both teams with a shot here early, but not particularly dangerous.
Both offenses may look to test the goalkeepers early in these wet conditions. Make the goalkeeper make a play on the ball. Tonight we're going to see odd bounces, ball skipping. And obviously for Duke, freshman goalkeeper One would think the Seahawks want to test him early.
Jalen Anderson first to it after the goal kick, but the Blue Devils to that second ball. Stroud dispossessed. And that one too far in front of Thor. Alejandro Saez on the throw-in. That one is a little dangerous, and the foul was called. Nearly a giveaway at the top of the 18-yard box. Had Parada in a spot of bother. Strumeyer was there with Periano bearing down, but the foul whistled. Duke leads the series between these two programs, 15 wins, 9 losses, 1 draw, but the Seahawks have won 4 straight, outscored Duke 9-3 during that span. At least 2 goals in each of those games. 3-0. The last time these teams played in 2015 here in Durham. Seahawks looking for something in the early going. Ball nearly had Cannon Tootle there. Ball just in his feet a little bit. It's a good number 9 for the Seahawks and nearly had goal number 1. Another direct ball for the Blue Devils looking for Thor. It seems to be the strategy early here, or maybe skip a couple of lines with these passes.
Certainly Thor, big target up top for the Blue Devils. Looking for teammates to run off. That second ball.
There's a chance to see some of that repress that you were talking about in behind the play. Alejandro Saez still down on the ground. And the whistle blows. Referee asking everybody to settle down for just a moment. Saez, the senior from Sugar Land, Texas. Appears as though he will be able to continue. We head toward the 10-minute mark.
Just an off-ball collision there.
Here's Pleasance, who we mentioned off the top. That ball just out in front of Anderson. See the Seahawks now starting to make some inroads.
Certainly a nice through ball there, just too much pace.
Thor in a position where he's 1-on-4 there. O'Connell couldn't control it, and it ends up in the Duke bench. Ten different starting lineups this season coming into this game for the Blue Devils. Combine that with all of the youth, the freshmen playing heavy minutes, over 40% of the total minutes for this program, and just a lot of experimentation. Certainly a disjointed season, can't train the way you're used to. So a lot of learning on the fly this season for the Blue Devils, who are very talented.
Replay there, Stroud taken down, draws the foul.
O'Connell first to that header. Here is Stroud now. Looking to take Rabel 1v1. Rabel wins that battle. Some composure there for the Seahawks as Frick sends it right back in.
Duke would be good to look for a cross here. There we go, on cue. Play to the other side of the pitch.
And you can hear the coaching staff asking, imploring Jack Dorn to go forward with that ball. Ends up on the foot of Daly. UNCW whistled for the foul. Set piece from some ways away for the Blue Devils with 33 minutes to go here in half number 1. Looks as though it'll be Antino Lopez for Duke. And referee asking for the ball to be either replaced or resituated or both.
See the Seahawks dropping 9 back behind the ball.
Murphy, the 3-year starter for Duke, as that one skips into Parada. Good pressure from Thor. McGarvey there. O'Connell steps up. Daly looking to go 1-on-2 and eventually lays it off. Blue Devils mentioned we had a couple of position changes that we're going to see here tonight. And Coach Kerr loved the attitude of the guys involved. Just said, sure, no problem. Sometimes you get athletes, they're used to doing one thing, they've done it at a high level for a long time. They like being in a certain position on the field. And both guys, talking about Stroud and Doran, very accepting of the roles that they were given for this game.
Great story Coach Kerr shared with us with Peter Stroud. Coach Kerr asked Stroud about changing up his responsibilities, being more offensive-minded and tactical. And as you mentioned, Ryan, the response was, yes, sir, let's go.
It wasn't a real long conversation. Through the wickets, but cleared away by Lopez. Thor fights through the challenge that time from Rabel, but ultimately Strumeyer is there. Bit more possession now you're seeing from both teams here in the last 5 minutes or so. Into the box. Lopez didn't get a ton of mustard on that one, but prevented the cross from going all the way through.
Maybe some miscommunication there between Lopez and Harms. Both players right there at the ball.
Saez will throw it in. Nobody home for the Seahawks. Murphy gives it away. Cleared again by Frick. A little disjointed in the back for the Blue Devils right now as UNCW presses onward. Less than a half hour to go here in the first half. Switch of field for the Seahawks. Doran steps in the passing lane.
And there you see that immediate pressure from the Seahawks to try and win possession directly back, but Blue Devils connect a couple of passes before giving it right back to UNCW.
McGarvey stopped his run there. I wonder if Doran thought he was going to run onto it. Stroud separates his opponent from the ball. We've seen a lot of these situations where Thor is in an aerial battle with a defender on his back.
Go forward, Blue! Go forward, Trent, carry it! Carry it! Keep going! Keep going! Good!
O'Connell at his best, sending distribution across, tries to do so here. Pleasance is taken down by Stroud. There's a look at Peter Stroud. Brother Jared plays for the Red Bulls. Stroud had, Bart, I know you and I were talking before the game, certainly had opportunities to be elsewhere playing this sport, and decided to come here to Durham and be a part of the college soccer landscape.
You're exactly right, Stroud. Opportunities with the Red Bulls, close to home, with West Ham across the pond. But elite educational institution Duke University swayed him to make his way to Durham.
That one right into the belly of Harms. That was the best contact we've seen on a shot attempt here this evening so far. Just the second shot, though, for the Seahawks. Blue Devils have one. Offense hard to come by in these conditions. McGarvey has it taken away. Murphy challenges Anderson. Hariano. Three on five. Daly looking to join the play. Late, Stroud. And now McGarvey, plenty of space for Lopez, and he plays it to him. Lopez tries his luck and misses the frame, but not by much. Quick restart for the Seahawks.
See the replay here of the shot. Got a solid boot on it. Obviously sailed away from him a little bit. But Duke has to continue to create their own luck, if you will. Create chances on offense. The scoreless drought, it is what it is. But that can't prevent the Blue Devils from creating opportunities and then taking advantage of those opportunities.
Here's an opportunity for UNCW in the 18-yard box. Defender on the ground. Well done by Frick to block that one away and not stretch his hand or arm out and concede the penalty. Evans will chaperone it to the corner flag.
First corner kick of the evening for the Seahawks. 4 and now 5 within the 6-yard box, and now another one joins the fray.
There are a ton of people in the 6-yard box. Headed away by O'Connell. Dare I say, flock of Seahawks?
Please don't.
I think I did. I think I did. Despite your protest. 24 and a half to play in the first half. Stroud taken down, and that may be a card, and it will be. Referee will want Jacob Evans to turn around to receive the card, and he does. So number 10 goes in the books for UNCW, and Stroud never got a chance to push the accelerator. David Erbacher putting him in the book. Oh, excuse me, it's Saez, my apologies, 18, not 10. Saez with the yellow. Relatively early yellow card for him. He's got to be careful now. He'll play over an hour of this game on a yellow card now. And Murphy probably would have done better to take that one down to the floor. So here is Saez. You know, that foul for Saez, too. You take a yellow card 70 yards from goal. Stroud is tripped again. That one certainly with less intent. Looked like the feet just got tangled up a bit.
Don't know if we have anyone tracking fouls drawn. That's at least 3, maybe even 4 already tonight for Stroud, making his presence known with the ball at his feet.
Well done by Daly there, just to sort of keep it alive for the Blue Devils. Now Periano, Stroud streaking between 2 defenders. The offside flag is up and just barely offsides. Couldn't have been by much. That's what they're hoping to see from Stroud. Make the runs through the channels, use his speed, use his relentless energy. Just wear down the opposition.
We've seen early in this match Seahawks' nice job of tracking back into the defensive third.
And the ball just tiptoes along the sidelines. Murphy is there to clear it away. Saez and Stroud get together again. Here's Berg laying it off. Looking to tee it up is Evans. A couple of quality shot opportunities here recently, but accuracy just a bit off the mark.
You'll notice Evans' terrific composure with the ball at his feet. Senior out of England. Plenty of experience under his belt.
Garvey's so good at that, winning that ball. The first ball off a corner or a goal kick, set piece, tremendous in the air.
Interesting watching these two sides, Ryan. Seahawks quick on the restart. Blue Devils almost the opposite, a little more methodical.
UNCW with numbers behind the ball, as you pointed out, Art, once again. Periano near midfield, switches the point of attack. For the intended target. Back the other way. Frick looks for help from Harms. Delivery not there for JT Harms, and it's given away. Opportunity now for UNCW. Cleared away by O'Connell. Duke's defense bails out the freshman goalkeeper.
Turnovers in your defensive third. Costly mistake, fortunately for Duke. Unable to get much of a touch on it right in front of the box.
Offside flag up. These two teams have played a common opponent. Duke has played UNC Charlotte this spring, as has UNCW. Two very different results. Blue Devils a scoreless tie after a pair of overtimes. And for UNCW, a 3-0 lead that became a 3-2 game. Fireworks. And they got the result. Over the top of Stroud was Rabel there. Two very different approaches to this season for these programs. The Blue Devils played a full fall schedule, or I guess a modified fall schedule, but still had an opportunity to compete. UNCW did not. Coach Heaney, though, saying they got to really work on themselves. It certainly wasn't a lost season. They got to train quite a bit, work on a number of things, but still a very different fall experience for these two programs.
Without a doubt, and have to give both coaches a lot of credit just to get to this point. Coach Heaney talked about trying to build chemistry, establish camaraderie within the squad. And when you're not playing games, sometimes that's really difficult to do because the training can become monotonous.
Periano sends it in the mixer. Off the head of McGarvey. You mentioned the camaraderie, Art. So hard without the games, and also really without being able to have your team meals as you normally would, really any off-campus activities. I mean, this was just it was really a sense of separation for a lot of people, and that goes for the entire world. I mean, it's not just college soccer being impacted, and so everything that was once considered routine was challenging, and still is, for a lot of people.
Without a doubt. And on the counter side of the Seahawks, you have Duke, who, as you mentioned, played a modified schedule in the fall, still dealing with the same COVID issues that brought separation, and for these student athletes aged 18 to 22 years old, significant challenges. So you have to applaud both coaching staffs. They were in unique situations, very different situations from each other, and here we are tonight on a beautiful rainy Friday evening to commence.
Gabe Mercer, Ryan Graham come on for the Seahawks. Saez and Anderson will take a seat. Here's Thor, one of the few times trying to catch Parada off his line. Interesting idea there for the freshman.
I don't think he caught it cleanly off the boot. Might have had a chance to get over the head.
And you see Parada out near the top of his 18-yard box, and a better connection, and that might have been real interesting from Thor Ollerson. 15 and a half to play in the first half. I believe those are the first substitutes we've seen all evening. Oh, cheeky little ball there. Cleared away.
There's the patented quick restart on the throw in for the Seahawks.
The tough ball for Thor to handle. Just tried to chest it to one of his teammates. Just driven right at him. Doran lays it off to Murphy. Pressured there by Mercer, who we mentioned came on just a moment ago. Stroud comes back for the ball, but eventually loses it. And this is the interesting thing about the move with Stroud. In that holding midfield position, it's easier to be on the ball. It's not hard for your teammates to find you. When you play a little bit higher up the field, that was going to be the challenge. How do we get the ball to his feet? In terms of what Coach Kerr was telling us, certainly going to be an adjustment for him.
Without a doubt. Responsibilities change tactically. You have to change up everything else you do, whether that's communication or positioning. And Rome wasn't built in a day. This is his first match with these amended responsibilities. So patience will be key, not only for Stroud himself, but the rest of the players.
A goal kick for Harms and the Blue Devils. Looks like we may have a few more substitutions coming for UNCW. There's a look at Matthias Frick. And the senior captain, strong words for his team there. Connor Kelly has removed the warm-up. stepping to the scorer's table, a substitute for both sides. In fact, several for the Seahawks. On comes Dominic Toon for UNCW. It'll be Connor Kelly for the Blue Devils. Off comes Jacob Evans and Nick Periano. Bashir Njai. Jacksonville, North Carolina also sees the field for the first time. Same with Parker Norris. He's got a connection to Coach John Kerr after being coached by him during his youth days. Well, Coach Kerr involved with the coaching at that particular place. 12.5 to play. A number of substitutes now for the Seahawks.
Nice pressure there from Duke.
And then returning the favor, UNCW. Here is Mercer. Just misses the goal. We talked about the press and how important a role it would play, and it nearly turned nothing into something for the Seahawks there. Perhaps a foul in advance of the play. Murphy still down for Duke. We'll see where the ball is placed.
Harms is going to walk the length of the field, maybe.
11:43 to play here in the first half.
See
another
here
look here.
What happens to Murphy, maybe?
There at the tail end of the play, you can see Murphy just signal to the sideline something was wrong.
Right ankle, lower leg, foot.
That's the old lower body, lower extremity. Best chance of the evening, though, certainly for UNCW, maybe for either team there, for Gabe Mercer. And now Lopez limping around a bit. Two of Duke's three center backs are at less than 100% right now. That's not good news for Duke. We'll see if Murphy comes back on. For now, Daly slides back to a role he's familiar with as one of the center backs in Duke's three-back line. And Nicholas Macri has come on to play the wing position that Daly just vacated. And that's been another part of the story for the Blue Devils. I mentioned all the different variables that have gone into this year, but player availability has also been a problem.
I think the referees may have missed on awarding the ball to the Blue Devils there. It's the Seahawks. Quick restart on the throw in.
That one does belong to Duke. Kelly. Macri temporarily keeps control for the Blue Devils, and now Norris for UNCW. Graham. Good step there for Lopez. O'Connell shanks that one into the bleachers. And the 10-minute mark to go here in half number 1.
For 12.
Seahawks looking to start the year with 3 straight wins for the 4th time in 5 years. On a really nice stretch for the program right now. 9-1-1 in their last 11 games, 7 shutouts. They've outscored teams 18-5. Berg finding Graham. Pleasance gets it back. Looking for the run from Mercer, just overstepped it. Macri. Temporary clearance for the Blue Devils. Mercer has really had an impact since coming on here. I've called his name a couple of different times. Dangerous positions. O'Connell can't get it past Graham.
Duke struggling right now to maintain possession, especially coming out of the back third. Part of that due to UNCW's pressure application, but also due to Duke just not finding the feet of their teammates.
Thor has his jersey tugged. No, it'll go the other way. I thought the referee was calling the foul on UNCW. Instead, the Seahawks will have the ball. Scotty Taylor getting ready to check in for Duke. Service from Strumeyer lands just inside the 18-yard box on the head of Lewis McGarvey. Stroud, one of the few times we've called his name here in the first half. Here's Macri out wide. Perhaps one dribble too many. Toon, Daly stepping in front.
See if Duke can settle things down here with a good quality possession.
7 minutes to play here in the first half. Five shots to 3 in favor of the Seahawks. And both teams, though, with just a single shot on goal. Parada well off his line. And you wonder if Thor knows that. That's why he tried that, knows that Parada plays an aggressive style of goalkeeping. More substitutions. Daniel Wright, Scotty Taylor for the Blue Devils. On comes Jeffrey Masser, the redshirt freshman from Tampa, Florida, for the Seahawks. Same with Ilias Tabo from Norway. 8 countries and 8 different states represented on this UNCW roster. Njai taking on about half a dozen opposing defenders. UNCW maintains possession.
Both head coaches pleased with the fitness level of their respective sides. But you have to remember, this is unique for competitive matches this time of year for these clubs. So you do see a lot of substitutions tonight already here in the first half.
I'll tell you what, most coaches that we have spoken to, they would love for this to not be the last time that they're playing competitive games in the spring. This is a sport that has been lobbying in a lot of ways for a 2-semester season. A chance here, just trying to turn the body into it was Norris, but no way really to control where that ball went.
Ron, you mentioned proposed legislation regarding a full academic calendar year of competitive soccer has been in the works for quite some time. I would say the overwhelming majority of coaches, especially the Division I level, are in favor of that model. Getting a good glimpse of it here in 2020-21 due to the pandemic, at least for some institutions.
There you see what the ACC plans on doing with its spring season. Clemson, in a lot of ways, controlling its own destiny. After winning that ACC tournament in the fall, should they win the Atlantic Division, they will advance straight to the title game. That will determine the ACC's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. And the NCAA has been reduced, field size from 48 to 36. So that will put quite the squeeze on teams looking for at-large bids, especially in some of these bigger conferences that are used to maybe getting 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. That's just not going to be the case this year. The math doesn't work out.
It certainly doesn't, and it will affect the power conferences, if you will, probably more than anyone else.
Taylor chased down by a slew of Seahawks. We've seen all half Coach Aiden Heaney wanting his team to put pressure on Duke, and they have done that in all parts of the field.
Well played, proper switch of the ball to the far side for the Seahawks. Maybe somewhat of a careless turnover there.
Talk about the spring slate for the ACC. Normally, this time of year, UNCW preparing for their traditional Harry's game. Coach Aiden Heaney's son, born with Down syndrome. They have a game every year to benefit local charities, and we'll show you more about that at halftime. But spring 2021, unfamiliar territory for any program at this point.
Coach Heaney told us this week his side a keen appreciation just to be playing soccer after COVID-19.
Dangerous there for Daly. A couple of touches just outside his own 18-yard box. Luckily, Matthias Frick for the Blue Devils able to get it out of trouble. Here is Wright. Good job to retake possession there for Wright as Macri calls for it on the far side of the field. Daly instead elects to go the short way to Stroud, who seems to have dropped back perhaps into his more familiar holding midfield position to try to get him on the ball. There is Macri on the receiving end. Looking to turn the corner. Taylor looking to draw the penalty. Referee says no thanks, and we play on with 45 seconds to go in the half. Mercer, the ball all the way across to Tabo, who can't control it.
I think Tabo lost it in the lights there.
Deliberate approach here for the Blue Devils with about 20 seconds to go here in half number one. Scoreless first half here at Koskinen Stadium. And that'll do it for the first 45, 0-0. Art, your thoughts on half a shutout for both teams as we head to intermission?
Pair of clean sheets. Goalkeepers took care of their business, respectively. I'd say better chances for the Seahawks. But overall, very competitive.
Both goalkeepers solid. The Seahawks, a couple of pretty good chances. Thor trying to catch Parada off his line. Matthias Frick trying to fire up his teammates. Mercer off the bench and nearly into the scoring column. Through 45, scoreless here at Koskinen Stadium in Durham. Duke representing the Atlantic Coast Conference tonight, the league one of a very few to compete this past fall. Let's take a look back now at the sights and sounds of the 2020 ACC tournament.
Dinks it over the top to Strickler, and they get a finish finally. Beautiful combination play. Smith gets ahead. He'll take a shot low, and it trickles in. Smith, the goal scorer, trying to get a shot one-on-one, and he slots it home again. Clemson pressing, smelling some blood for the hat trick. He's going to walk it in. Plays it across, and it's going to fall for Smith. Instead of taking four, he lays it off for Brighton. Unselfish from the hat trick scorer, hooks up.
It's McFadden here going low, runs through everybody, and sends Notre Dame to the semifinals. Aiden McFadden, game winner.
Looking to make the cross in. It's still loose in front, and across the line, and it's awarded.
Oh. Spoke too soon, and he got him. Happy Kamseyu, second of the match, chips the keeper Pannenberg, and Prince Amponsa, the freshman, made a massive freshman mistake.
Back to Noel. Slotting it through. Jackson Walty onside and inside the corner. Near post and a goal. Too easy. Pitt goes in front 2-0. Petkovic driving, deflected. 3-0 Pitt. Panthers headed to their first ACC final.
Barber charging forward. And Newland steps well, might fall to Smith. It does, but Shuttler's out. Not enough. Gunnarsson able to turn. Shot deflection. It's in. He did it again. He equalized last year in the final. He equalized again in the semi tonight. Stutter step. Goal. Tigers back on top 2-1.
Problem here on that distribution. Gives it right back to Clemson. And Steve scores for the Tigers. Right now it is Noel and Pitt on the attack. They time it. Brighton looking for Barber. 6 assists on the season for Barber. Looking for 7. He's got it, and so does Brighton. The captain comes through for Clemson. The Clemson Tigers win the ACC championship, avenging last year's loss in the final.
Halftime here at Koskinen Stadium. Duke and UNCW want to take a moment to make you aware of a wonderful initiative going on with this Seahawks program. Head coach Aiden Heaney's son, born with Down syndrome, and every year they play Harry's Game. Haven't been able to do it this year or last because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but every year they auction off jerseys to support local charities. The ACC has been a wonderful partner in this initiative. First 5 years, 5 ACC teams a part of it, including Duke in 2016. And for more on the game from 2018, we toss to a feature from the video folks down at UNCW. 0-0 halftime here at Koskinen Stadium. UNCW and the Blue Devils of Duke. Seahawks 5 goals in their first 2 games of the spring. Duke still looking to get off the schneid as we take a look at the stats. Art, UNCW with half a dozen shots, but only one of them on frame.
Yeah, I think one of the adjustments that the Seahawks have to make is putting shots on goal, testing the freshman goalkeeper of the Blue Devils, Harms. Wet weather, tricky bounces, unable to secure the ball by the goalkeeper could lead to some more possible scoring chances for UNC Wilmington.
Elliot Hamill warming up for the Blue Devils out here on the field. You wonder if he'll get the second half start or if he's just trying to get some work in. And Art, your answers for the second half for both of these teams?
Well, first of all, I don't know if I have the answers to much of anything these days.
I don't even know who asked you a question, really. I didn't hear one. But
they really are. But there you see the shots on goal for UNCW, forcing Harms to make plays with his hands and with his body, keeping the ball out of the net. And then for the Blue Devils, simply possession. Duke has struggled at times to connect 4, 5, 6 passes in a row to hold on to the ball. Obviously, playing through Thor at the top early on had some benefits. Later in the first half, because UNC Wilmington tracks so well backwards into their defensive third, Duke probably needs to string some more passes together in the midfield area, build up, and then attack the goal.
So already a change in goal for Duke. Elliot Hamill, who started the first couple of games, has a bit more experience. We'll get the second half start. Ian Murphy back out there for the Blue Devils. He came off with an injury in the first, so we wonder, and we will see if Amir Daly is able to slide back to that outside wing position. Also, we'll be curious as to where 14 lines up, if he'll be in a holding midfield spot or underneath the number 9 as he was to start the game. And for the Seahawks, we'll wait to see what kind of changes take place, if any. But certainly, as advertised in terms of the pressure they apply, and there you see Hamill trying to fire up his team for half number 2.
I think if you're Coach Heaney, pleased with the final 20, 25 minutes of that opening frame. The Seahawks possessed the ball, created some opportunities for scoring.
And here you see Stroud standing over the ball, so perhaps a similar spot for him here in the second half as he started the first.
And fans who are seeing Duke for the first time this year, Stroud is as good as advertised. He's fantastic. His work ethic, his skill set, his ability to play multiple positions, as we've seen. And we'll see what the second half brings in terms of his responsibilities within the Duke 11.
2 former teammates on the sidelines. Coach Aiden Heaney, Coach John Kerr, shared some time together with the New England Revolution. Coach Heaney had the great story about his experience basically going from game to game, practically half to half with his contract, able to solidify a spot for that year. But kind of amazing, the small world. We talked about the connection with Parker Norris. There you see the 2 teammates and how they fared back in 1996. Where were you in 1996, Art?
I was in Charleston, South Carolina at the Citadel.
Beautiful.
What's interesting, we failed this week in talking to the 2 head coaches. Obviously, Coach Heaney, a goalkeeper by trade. Coach Kerr, a goal scorer by trade, if you will. We should have asked him 10 PKs. How many is Coach Kerr getting past Coach Heaney?
I wonder who would have been the more honest. That's the real question.
Coach Heaney, part of his storytelling escapade with us, which was absolutely fantastic, a true gentleman of the game, talked about penalties where the ball was spotted, probably, I don't know what the official distance is, 35 yards out, and the offensive player gets to dribble down towards the goal and then get a shot off. I think those are much more exciting than the standard lay the ball on the pitch and you get one whack at it.
Almost a hockey-style shootout at that point.
Yep.
Hamill's first touch on the ball. Coach Heaney sitting on 199 career wins. Coach Kerr got his 200th against NC State in the fall. Fancy footwork there from Evans, able to keep possession. Tsubasa Takada is on now for the Seahawks. Referee not awarding the foul there. And not awarding the foul there.
You mentioned the 199 career victories for Coach Heaney. 2 years as the head coach at Appalachian State before making his way from the North Carolina mountains to the eastern seashore, Wilmington, North Carolina. 20 seasons now as the head coach of the Seahawks. There's a good shot of him. 5-time Coach of the Year. A quartet of regular season championships with the Seahawks.
Here's Daly with some space to operate. Gets an early cross in. Could not avoid the first defender. Looking for Makri. It was Takada who headed it away. Now Thor. Thorne makes the run inside. He plays Makri outside. Another early cross. That one punched away by Parada. Murphy sends it in on the deck, and nobody's there to finish it. Doran was there on the 6-yard box. You wonder if he saw the cross come in. Murphy put it in a dangerous place. Very close there for the Blue Devils.
Here's the replay. Ball takes an awkward bounce off the boot of a defender, and then Murphy plays it low, screaming across the goal face. Just couldn't connect with a teammate.
Promising start. 2 early crosses for Duke. You wonder if that was a bit of an adjustment. Play a little bit more simply from the wing. Now the Seahawks. Lopez. Evans lays it out wide. UNCW in business. And they'll earn the corner kick. Pleasance to serve it in. Second corner of the evening for UNCW.
Different formation here for the Seahawks. First corner kick, they had 6 players within 6 yards of the goal, and now nobody within 12 yards of the goal. Here are the runs appropriately.
The in-swinger. Tootle was there. A goal kick for Duke.
So 2 corner kicks, 2 completely different formations.
Nice ball there from Matthias Frick. Looking for Stroud. Lopez couldn't control that one. Takada, transfer from West Virginia. Scored the 2-0 goal against Charlotte. Honorable mention, National Team of the Week for him. Evans turned to complain to the referee and then ended up with the ball back at his feet. Top of the 18-yard box for Pleasance, looking to return it to Evans. Stroud tracks all the way back and earns possession for Duke. Now he heads the other way. Long ball there from Doran, maybe a bit too anxious there. Duke, though, earns it back.
You have to appreciate Stroud's effort. He just makes plays with his hustle, with his desire, with his willingness to put his body on the line and just go full throttle after every ball that is unpossessed and just rolling along the pitch. It's fantastic to watch.
Everybody now wears those wearables, right? So you can track the distance you've run in a particular game. He's clocking 8 to 9 miles every match is Stroud. Toward Hamill, sure-handed. It's a guy who's waited a long time for his opportunity. Will Pulisic for Duke. 66 consecutive games started. One of the best goalkeepers in program history, and Hamill, ever the team player, getting his chance this year. Duke has seen some success down this right wing. Macri getting the start in the second half after coming on as a substitute in the first. Daly's service does not reach its target, and that one will reach the Duke bench. There's a look at Macri.
Ryan, one thing to remember is the precipitation continues to fall. The kits get heavier, the boots get heavier. You can have great fitness, but if you're not accustomed to playing with the added weight that the water provides, it could be troublesome.
Lopez, a nice step there. Doran lays it off to Macri. Stroud asking for it, has to get back on sides and does. Macri creates some separation, sends it across. Blocked away by Rabel. Such a steady presence. Twice now the Blue Devils service on the ground to dangerous places. Better here from Duke in the last few minutes, certainly. Doran the first to it. Berg the second. Space now for Murphy, who can get forward. Murphy lobs it toward Thor. One touch. How about that effort? And what a brilliant finish it would have been. I don't know if he was whistled off sides or not, but a much better look for Duke here.
Terrific job by Doran to win possession, has the presence of mind to switch fields, and then just a beautiful ball into the strike zone there.
What a spectacular goal it would have been. Thor's had a couple of half chances. Had that shot from distance trying to catch Parada off his line. Had that would have been an incredible gymnastics style goal there. As Duke hoping to break a scoreless drought that is nearing 300 minutes. Up to 5 shots now on the game. Seahawks absorbing some pressure here. That's a nice job to hold things up there. Really well done by Tootle with the defender on his back. Hamill off his line. Such an underrated skill to me. Attacking players being able to possess and hold things up with defenders right on their back. Takata. Toon sends it out wide. Looking far post. May have grabbed a piece of the crossbar. Referee says it did not touch Hamill, and so it'll be a goal kick.
Nice job by Hamill to make sure that that ball was over the crossbar.
It certainly wasn't by much.
As we talked about in the first half, Ryan, in the attacking third, putting pressure on the goalkeepers. With these conditions, making the goalkeepers have to secure the ball could lead to an opportunity with a mishandle.
The play is back to Hamill. McGarvey into the run of Thor. He's cut off there. Strong tackle. Referee says all ball and we play on. Pleasance. Now Hornsby. Evans with time and space. Ping pongs around. Dangerous situation there. Here is Stroud. I just think that's a little bit too hopeful there for Daly. You and I were talking about it at halftime, Art. The service to Thor, it's been difficult because it hasn't really been to his chest or to his feet, and he's surrounded by yellow shirts.
Very difficult for Thor to possess the ball, and if he's going to be played to his head, then multiple teammates have to be tracking forward with him. And as we talked about in the first half, the Seahawks do a fantastic job of dropping into the defensive third.
Evans looking for the flick on from Takata. O'Connell is there to prevent the corner kick, perhaps. And then he fouls Takata from behind. And O'Connell will be shown yellow for his efforts. He administers the foul, which is basically a glorified corner kick, slightly better angle and a little bit closer in, but now Stephen O'Connell is booked.
Probably some unnecessary physicality there, but also pretty good acting job.
Yeah, certainly a foul. Don't know if it rose to the level of a yellow card as O'Connell blocks that one away. On steps Jalen Anderson, who got the start here this evening. Looks as though Takata will come off. I feel like Evans has been on the ball quite a bit here for UNCW. There's a foul as Tootle dismisses Daly. Good show of sportsmanship there by both Tootle and Pleasance. Frick can play that long pass with the left foot, looking for Thor. Doran does a nice job of running in underneath, grabbing the loose change. Now Stroud. Murphy, who's been involved on the attack quite a bit more here in the second half. Under a half hour left in regulation. Daly carries, lays it off to Doran. Parada's there, as was the rebound, but nobody home for Duke. The second shot on goal for the Blue Devils is a challenging one. Gabriel Parada, the Paraguayan, rises to that challenge. Daly again looking to replicate his efforts from a moment ago instead of turnover this time.
10 for 11.
And Lopez is fouled.
Terrific opportunity created by the Blue Devils. Seahawk goalkeeper up to the task. Going down low to make the save.
Jack Doran, who leads the team with 3 goals on the season, all of them scored in the fall portion. Scored the team's opening goal of 2020, his first game since 2018. He suffered an injury.
Parada, of course, no stranger to clean sheets. 9 career shutouts for the Seahawks. Top 10 in school history. Comes into tonight ranking tied for 9th.
Nick Pariano getting ready to check back in for Nico Macri. Back in behind the play. A Blue Devil is down. It looks like Lopez. I don't know if that's an injury or a shoe tying situation. There's Pariano. Showed up to college, 17 years old, youngest on the team. Thor has a step. 2 defenders back, gets it to his right foot, tries to bend it in the top corner, but can't find the mark. Blue Devils playing direct toward Thor at the beginning of the game, and finally it works. It's the goalkeeper, Elliot Hamill, providing the service.
Great job by Thor to settle himself. Just couldn't put it on frame. We've seen Hamill now with several balls out of the back end that have led to quality opportunities for the Blue Devils tonight.
Scotty Taylor steps on for Thor. You saw that quality first touch that he took to beat the defender, just couldn't find the opening in past Parada. Tremendous service from Hamill. That seems to be a differentiating factor. Harms not as strong in that area, at least in the first half. Duke a majority of the better opportunities here in the second half, as Pleasance a moment of discomfort here.
I believe Pleasance was called for the foul. Oh, you can see maybe knee to knee there.
Stroud. "20 minutes into this second half. Looking to turn in the box. Finding the side of the net is Taylor. Duke continuing to apply pressure here in the second half. Duke with 3 shots in the first half, already 5 here in the second, and we're not even at the halfway mark. Frick wins the foot race. Good pressure from behind by Tootle. Three on 4 come the Seahawks. Evans left the ball behind, and it's with Doran. O'Connell. See the Blue Devils again trying to find their number 9 in behind the defenders, perhaps feeling like they've got the pace advantage there with either Taylor or Thor.
Maybe a bit impatient there. Looked like he had a good 10 to 15 yards to carry. But the aggressive style is great to see.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a point of emphasis to serve earlier here for Duke as Hamill makes the diving save and does not concede a rebound there. Tootle, Cannon Tootle, the Swansboro, North Carolina native.
Terrific job by Hamill to navigate that ball off the left boot, tailing away from his left to right.
Tootle did a nice job there to get the footwork right. That ball was kind of hung up in his legs and in his feet. Create that pace on that shot. Stroud looks off a defender. A little give and go with Periano. Daly looking to get to the end line.
Nice job by Frick to use his large frame to ward off the defender and keep possession.
Frick a bit gimpy at the moment.
Counterattack from the Seahawks. One element of tonight's match that concerned Coach Kerr of the Blue Devils coming in was UNCW's ability to attack off of a possession change.
Stroud using his pace. And then a bit unlucky for him. Well defended, it'll be a goal kick. Njai and Saez, who's on the yellow, getting ready to check back in.
You see Stroud there a bit frustrated with himself as he gears up for another 21 minutes of action with his foot on the gas pedal.
O'Connell chases it down, but Parada is there. Parada, you can tell, is not afraid to leave his line. Here's Toon. Gave it away, but got it right back. Doran. And Lopez runs through it, looking for Taylor, but it's given away. And now Murphy applies the foul. Just wonder if Lopez would have been better off holding on to the ball there, even a completed pass, and it's a heavily outnumbered situation.
There's the foul, a set piece here for the Seahawks on the free kick.
Yeah, dangerous spot too.
About 30 yards out on the right side. Seahawks with a cluster on the far side of 3. 2 up top.
Dangerous. Gabe Mercer, Parker Norris. As we continue to see UNCW substitute quite a bit throughout the game. Saw it a lot in the first half. It continues here in the second. And just a moment to applaud the effort from the operations and facilities folks. This has been a steady rain for some time now, and you see it coming down from the sky, but if you were to look at the field, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's been a steady rain. You don't see the puddles and the pools, and it affecting the game really as much as you might have thought it would.
No, terrific job by the Duke grounds crew, if you will. Also considering 4 of Duke's programs using this facility right now. Men's and women's soccer, men's and women's lacrosse. In fact, the Duke men's lacrosse team will be using this surface tomorrow against Air Force. Ian Christie, Eli Frazier, Jawara Pierce, Lamont Ballantine, Kareem Cross, and Bradley Middleton are to be commended for their efforts in keeping the surface of Koskinen Stadium in fine condition.
Art, you and I will be on that call noon tomorrow, the face-off between Duke and Air Force. This sent in toward the penalty area. Rabel was there. It's volleyed over the net. Another opportunity inside the 18 for the Blue Devils. That time O'Connell.
Duke is wearing out this right flank with good services into the box.
Saez. Njai. Now Mercer. Lopez is there.
Let's see how the Seahawks attack this corner kick.
Number 3 on the evening. One of the few teams that's been able to muster more corner chances than Duke. Mercer sends it in. Saez was there. Looked like Rabel was as well, but neither making good contact on the header. Back comes Nico Makri.
For that corner kick, the Seahawks sent a single front runner to stand right in front of the Duke goalkeeper. You can see it there. Trying to obstruct view and then serving the ball to the far side.
A rare break for Peter Stroud, who I imagine will not be off the field for long. Strumeyer sends it forward. Lopez mistimes the jump a little bit. Frick plays it back to Hamill, who will be able to use his hands.
Terrific veteran move there by Frick, putting just enough pace on the backwards header to make it easy for Hamill.
Njai, perhaps a little too fancy there. And then unfortunate for Saez, who just lost his footing. Here's Daly now, 3-on-3 for Duke. Sends that one across. O'Connell steps in, has to avoid his own teammate who was lying on the ground. It was Periano. Couple of bodies on the deck on that play.
Ryan, second half here with 15 minutes to go. the play really opening up on both ends. Scoring chances becoming much more popular.
Particularly for the team in blue. Quite a few chances for Duke, and I would say better than half chances. Hamill continues to look for that ball long. That time Macri the target. Here's Periano. Doran looking for O'Connell. Will either team be able to find that final touch? The pressure for the Seahawks, not quite what it once was in the first half. Don't know if that's a tactical adjustment or just a typical final 15-minute bit of fatigue.
Blue Devils a little more on point with their passing, point A to point B. Sign of attention to detail and focus in the inclement weather.
Here's Taylor. Swings and misses, and Njai comes away with it. Steps aside, McGarvey. Mercer, who came on as a substitute in the first half. Frick was there at the top of the 18-yard box, though. It was Norris who nearly placed it by Hamill. Very casual defending there for the Blue Devils, and the Seahawks nearly capitalizing. The sophomore from Clinton, North Carolina. Just really out of nothing. 3 defenders there, and Norris is the first to it.
Frick got a boot on the initial ball, but lost his footing.
Offside flag is up. Berg comes off, and Masser is on.
Ryan, tonight, both sides. A good level of physicality, but well within the parameters of proper football.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Nothing has been particularly over-aggressive or dangerous. A couple of yellow cards, but even those, I think one was very questionable and the other was more of a professional foul to stop a streaking Peter Stroud. Here's Thor back on the field now. Njai. Frick sends it in the direction of Thor.
Thor had a fistful of jersey there, holding down Masser.
Parada once again outside of his box. Hornsby, back to Njai. Time and space for Toon, who sends it out wide. A corner kick awarded.
Hey! You got it wrong! How did you get it wrong?
Take another look at this. Certainly seems, just by the kind of the physics of it, that O'Connell was kicking the ball toward the sideline and ended up going out the end line. It would stand to reason it might be Duke ball. Instead, corner kick for UNCW, their 4th of the game. Another soccer ball on the field, and Thor will take care of that.
Seahawks alignment here. Nobody within 12 yards of the goal.
Hornsby sends it in right to the penalty spot. It's chested down. Njai off the deflection. And a foul called instead. Nearly 1-0 Seahawks as McGarvey picks himself up off the carpet. This first touch was brilliant. Chested into the path of Njai. See if we could see where McGarvey maybe got dumped to the deck. Two Blue Devils collided.
Rabel, I believe, called for the infraction as he got the head on it to get it to the feet of Njai.
That first touch was fantastic. 8.5 to play. UNCW will make another substitution. Takata coming on. Stroud also back. Pair of 14s return to the field. McGarvey comes off. Another student athlete who rarely sees the bench for the Blue Devils. Perhaps partly to see if he's okay after that exchange. And Daly just has that one escape under his foot. Njai called for the foul, pushing Daly in the back. Periano with a skip in his step and under 8 minutes to play. Referee will stop the clock and ask Mercer to allow for some space. Same with Norris. Blue Devils elect to work the ball around some distance from goal instead of the more direct approach. Murphy, who has had more of an eye toward attacking in this half. That's another one off the foot of Daly.
Nice double team there by UNCW to cause the turnover. Blue Devils get it right back.
And the offside flag is up as that one lands on the foot of Macri. Not a lot for Frick to do there as the pass was somewhat wayward. Did his best to simply play it forward. 6.5 to play. Pleasance nearing his return to the pitch. Takata and Norris just didn't have the timing right there, and then a physical play there between Strumeyer and Thor. The referee allowing play to continue. Stroud in his own 18-yard box. Murphy plays that one to the throw-in side of the corner flag. And here comes Pleasance. deflected, and so possession will belong to Duke with 5:10 to play. Heavy touch from Parada. He's out of his net. Mockery, an opportunity to go for goal, elects not to. Now he tries and sends it wide of goal. Well, the chance for that was there 3 touches earlier, and then tries from 30 yards away. That touch right there from Parada. Really dangerous. I thought he was going to try right here.
Just couldn't gather himself. Footwork a little unstable in the wet turf.
Good use of the body there for Mercer. Seahawks a throw-in in front of their own bench. Less than 4 minutes to play in regulation. Indecision there for Daly, and it'll belong to UNCW with 3.5 to play. Takata, the first to it. Lofted well high and wide. And Hamill will slow things down for his team. We dip below 3 minutes to play in regulation. Murphy heads it away from the on-running Takata. Macri and Doran too far in front. Strumeyer back to Parada this time. The first touch is clearance. Now Stroud. Periano finds an opening. O'Connell chips it in the direction of Thor. Under 2 to play. Takata looking to draw the foul.
Right, 90 seconds remaining here in regulation. Defensively, both sides cannot make a mistake.
Yeah, we are officially into the next goal wins portion of this game, even though it's not technically the case right now. On the ground, cleared away. Doran. Njai. Takata back to Njai, or nearly so. Daly with less than a minute to play. Thor able to hold things up this time. Periano looking to stay on sides. O'Connell is out wide. Daly calling for it, making the run backside. It's to Thor, one touch, and Parada grabs it after a momentary bobble.
Nice counter there by the Blue Devils.
Thor blocks that attempted clearance. And he'll get a yellow card. 27 seconds to play. It's the second yellow card for Duke. Stephen O'Connell with the other.
Interesting interpretation there from referee David Erbacher. But nonetheless, booking for Thor as we approach 15 seconds.
Looks as though we are destined for overtime. It'll be the third overtime game for Duke in 3 tries here in the 2021 portion of their season. Opportunities galore here in the second half, but nobody able to put one in the back of the net.
Both teams had chances. Pretty good attacking methods, especially in that final 20 minutes or so. But a pair of clean sheets thus far. Goalkeeping has been up to the task.
Duke will try to solve the riddle and get its first goal of 2021. Seahawks looking for its third win in as many games when we come back. Wildlife in attendance. A horse and a bear, perhaps. Or a dog, I'm being told. Take a look at the overtime rules. 10-minute periods, sudden victory. You see the re-entry rules slightly different. Both teams have subbed quite a bit this year. This game, I should say. Maybe this year as well, but certainly in the last 90 minutes.
I don't believe that was Mr. Ed, but maybe a distant relative.
I still think that was a bear. There's another look. It's an instant replay of the cardboard cutout.
I'm going to say...
It's been a bear of a game for these teams, that's for sure.
I'm going to say that's a dog.
Agree to disagree, as they say.
It's a large dog.
It's a huge dog. Jury's out.
Dog was nestled up with the horse, bearing the weather elements tonight. 90 minutes, no scoring, so we go to free football here at Koskinen Stadium.
Yeah, to say the Blue Devils are used to this by now would be an understatement. Seahawks have not been held off the board this season. They've got at most 20 minutes. Let's try to find the back of the net. Elliot Hamill remains in goal for the Blue Devils.
Ryan, another note of appreciation for the grounds crew. The field, after probably going on 3 total consecutive hours of rainfall, looks really good, and from all appearances, from our vantage point, is playing very nicely.
Yeah, the field has not been a factor, which is all you can ask out of that crew. They did a really nice job. Early opportunity here for UNCW, and it's Hamill who gathers it in calmly. But the effort there by Norris to block that one away. You wonder if the goal is going to come off of a broken play. Saw Thor get in the way of one from Parada. That time it was Norris bothering Hamill. Here's Hamill once again. Mockery giving chase, and he'll run out of room.
Hamill has displayed a keen awareness and terrific confidence with the ball at his feet. Some great services from long distance.
Yeah, the chance to Thor might be Duke's best opportunity all game. Here's Kelly on for the start of overtime. Daly. Macri through the first couple of defenders, but not the third. Foul is called on Murphy as he knocked Takata off his path.
Really good to see Murphy back running seemingly without difficulty. Went down and had to depart the match momentarily. Right ankle or lower leg.
Skips over the foot of Norris.
Nice touch by Frick there, back to Hamill.
Doran there. He's been on the ball a bit more here in the second half and the start of overtime. Frick, a long lefty service. Can't quite elevate it over Hornsby.
Good retreat by the Blue Devils to get things calmed down, force the Seahawks backwards. And the end result is possession.
Stroud checks back to receive the ball. Doran fouled.
Terrific chess match, if you will, tonight, Ryan, with the repress on both sides. Lose possession, especially in your attacking third, immediately apply the pressure. Make the defenders be skillful with their feet.
And Norris has done a nice job bothering Duke's defenders there. Perhaps an unforced turnover. Stroud able to collect, though, for Duke. Hamill. Thor flicks it on for O'Connell. Heavy touch, though, and Graham is able to shield him off. Running through the back of of Kelly was Ryan Graham, the junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Halfway through the first overtime period. Given away to Doran, who finds Murphy.
Seen a lot of first touches become heavier as the legs grow tiresome.
Tell you what, Norris still has plenty of energy. Kelly.
11.
Pleasance. And it's a Blue Devil throw. Lopez ran out of time. It was Norris putting the pressure on. And it'll be Seahawk ball with Evans, Tootle, and Anderson checking in. Off comes Norris. Great shift for him. Looks like Pleasance will take a seat also. Same with Mercer. Takata, nice touch outside. Graham is cut off by Stroud and then taken down by O'Connell. And if that is the second yellow, he's done for the day. That could easily have been, if it's not going to be a yellow card, I think O'Connell gets off very fortunately here. 2:55 to play. And that could easily have been yellow. It's late. It's not near the ball. It was fairly wild.
I wonder if referee David Erbacher was screened and maybe he thought that the ball was touched and therefore no card given, but clearly on the replay and the better angle, as you mentioned, Ryan, easily could have been a booking and therefore would have been a red card. Yep, the touch to send the ball to the right was by Graham.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been a yellow on two different accounts because of the opportunity that it took away. Sometimes you'll see that yellow and then the ferocity of the foul. Either way, though, O'Connell still a part of the proceedings. Here is Hornsby with 4 in the wall. Lefty goes to goal. Hamill shorthanded. I wonder if Hornsby was caught between two thoughts there. The runs were being made, but just too direct in toward Hamill.
You notice Hamill not fielding that ball with his hands, letting it get into his body and securing it with the arms over the top. Proper methods in the inclement weather.
A goal kick for the Seahawks. Driven ball from Parada. Thor tried to absorb as much as he could with his head. There was really not a whole lot to do. That's the really tough. If that was down by his chest, it'd have been a different story, and he would have been in home free. Nobody between him and Parada. You know, Thor's eyes were wide, just nothing but open field. O'Connell's got to be careful just with something like that, too, because you can get a yellow on the delay of game stuff, and that would be a careless way to be sent off. Usually the referee will let you stand there for a moment, but you've got to evacuate the premises pretty quickly. Frick plays it out of danger. Saez, who had an early yellow card in this game. And that one bounces off of O'Connell. Final 40 seconds here of overtime number 1. Looks like we've got a long throw coming from Saez. That one was a bit off the mark. O'Connell unable to handle it, and it'll be a corner kick for the Seahawks. Just out of nothing, all of a sudden, a great chance for the Seahawks. 20 seconds to go. Plenty of time, but there needs to be a sense of urgency for Hornsby. Can UNCW shut the door here in the final seconds? O'Connell makes sure that time. And we will head to overtime number 2 here in Durham. 0-0. More chances, more rain. Hamill and the Blue Devils pitching a shutout. So is Parada and his Seahawks. More to come from Koskinen on ACC. Getting ready for the start of overtime period number 2. We mentioned it off the top. There's 2 sides to this coin. Glass half full, the Blue Devils continue to create opportunities. Glass half empty, they have not converted on them. Still a lot of chances here again today, including some out-of-the-box thinking from Thor there from distance.
Yeah, you see these opportunities, and you also got to remember, too, the other team's playing defense.
Absolutely.
They've got scholarships. Their coaches are getting paid. They practice. But it is uncanny for as skilled a side that Duke has to be without a goal for this length of time. But obviously, creating chances hasn't been the issue. It's just finishing them. So, like anything, you keep knocking on the door, eventually it's going to open. And that's where you have to give Coach Kerr, the coaching staff, as well as the players a lot of credit just to keep fighting, keep pushing forward, keep attempting to create scoring opportunities.
The rain perhaps coming down harder now than it has at any point this evening. Will that play a factor? Here's Anderson. The offside flag is raised.
Quality job tonight by our assistant referees, Rick Rogers, Hudson Owens. No significant glaring issues.
No, not at all. I think it's been a relatively straightforward game. I think the O'Connell decision really one of the very few that either side could take issue with.
And I really believe the referee could not see the touch.
Yeah, but of course you have some of the human element as Hamill is tested early here. On the floor, Tootle trying to use the turf to his advantage.
See it on the replay. Great first touch, great low ball. You see how Hamill went down on a knee. Normal dry conditions, maybe you can field that without going down, but it was like a shortstop with a sure force play at second base. Just make sure you stop it, keep it in front, make the play. There's another baseball reference for you.
I haven't been keeping a tally. It's been a couple, but very applicable. As Doran looks to play Taylor in behind. Sliding defender, and Taylor still has possession. Plays it to Mockery. Rabel down in behind the play. Took that one right in the gut.
Rabel is so impressive, so composed, unfazed by what's going on around him, no matter where it is.
It's a nice ball in from Mockery there. Parada that is such a dangerous play when you have the runner coming in across your face. You don't know whether he's going to get to it. That's a really nice ball. Well played by the goalkeeper. Back the other way now, the Seahawks. It's Tootle once again, looking to challenge Daly. Hamill off his line. Boy, Elliot Hamill has come on and really done a nice job. Substituted in at halftime.
Replay here, great execution by the Seahawks and great job to leave the goal line. Come out aggressive but under control to make the stop.
The service a half step too far. I think it was Evans. Coach Heaney talks about how creative he is. He's been a part of a number of productive plays in the final third here this evening. How many times have we called Tootle's name just in the first couple minutes here of overtime number 2? Working against Lopez, beating his man. Laying it back, Anderson misses the target. Good stuff from Cannon Tootle, the sophomore.
Another replay here as Tootle gets to the end line, even gets inward, creating another scoring opportunity. The Seahawks, several here in the extra time.
Lopez really guarding two different players there. Stepped in between. Doran earns the throw-in for for Duke off of UNCW. 5.5 to play. Macri, Hariano, and Taylor. Taylor leading O'Connell. Hariano!
Maybe rushed just a bit. Maybe didn't realize he probably could have taken a touch, gotten his feet gathered. As this ball...
He knows it.
Yep.
I mean, he knows it. He knows it has to be in the back of the net. It's just that simple. He knows it. Another 100 of those, and he probably buries 95 of them. It's just been that sort of cloud hanging over Duke in the final third. Perhaps trying to aim it too perfectly, catching the goalkeeper wrong-footed.
Stroud upset with some extracurriculars.
4:24 to play. Stroud and Takata collide. Everybody's separated.
Nice job by referee David Erbacher to settle things down, have a word with the competitors.
Flicked on. Parada is there. On the far side, Murphy with the throw-in. O'Connell does well to keep possession. Well laid off there by Taylor. Macri with Daly on the overlapping run. Goes to his left foot and sends it over the bar. Leaning backward there.
Just couldn't get his weight over the ball enough to drive that ball into the goal mouth. See the replay here. Good job settling, just as you mentioned, Ryan leaning back just a shade.
Under 3 minutes to play, a throw-in for Ian Murphy and Blue Devils. 0-0 score. We've had a combined 28 shots, 9 of them on goal. Now Doran, center of the park. Plays it out wide to O'Connell. Murphy making the overlapping run. Duke's getting their outside wing backs, in Murphy's case, center back, getting them forward here a bit more. Taylor finds a corner kick for Duke, just its second of the game, and it comes at a critical juncture. Counting down toward 2 minutes to play.
Duke will originate its runs from 12 yards out, now sending one man in.
Looked like it was off a yellow jersey, and so Periano will have another crack at it.
Looks
No
like
need to really rush here. It's going very quickly. Out toward the penalty spot, headed away by Anderson. No farther than O'Connell. Duke needs to get back on side. They did not. Parada will take advantage of the opportunity. Murphy sends it back to Hamill. Thought Pariano maybe rushed that a little bit. Plenty of time on that corner kick. And now a foul in behind the play. 1:15 on the clock.
Clock stoppage. But no booking, no play. Nope. Well, is David Urbacher calling back? No.
He just wanted the ball back.
He wanted the ball, not the player.
Hamill will step up to take this kick as Frick moves forward. 75 seconds left in this game, one way or the other.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, at most, 75 seconds. It's a nice step for Murphy there to win possession. Doran out wide to Mockery. Mockery navigates two defenders and sends it toward the far post. They'll say UNCW got a piece. Taylor tracks it down, and this time the Blue Devils will have to hurry.
Terrific effort, both offensively and defensively.
25 seconds left. O'Connell chases it down. Wonder if he'll play it to Taylor quickly. He does. The one touch. Murphy. And that may just about do it. It'll be a 0-0 result. The Seahawks and Blue Devils unable to solve the opponents defensively.
Both goalkeepers, obviously, or should say all